Good morning. We're going to start out today in standing. I've got about a 15 to 20 minute asana practice with you. We're going to try to stretch. We're going to try to strengthen. We'll do a little bit of balance pose. We have a little visitor here. We'll see what we can do done with this little visitor. But we'll do a little balance and we'll finish with some core. So as you stand in Tadasana, get ready perhaps for your balancing. I've got a little chair here on the side that I'm going to use. Balancing is so important to do. It's all up here really in the mind, and it's in the eyes too, finding your drishti, finding the point that you're looking at visually, something that's not moving. Good morning. Good morning. So again, if we want to start our class today, please stand up and join me in Tadasana or mountain pose. Your feet are about hip width apart. You're rooted in your heels. From the heels up to the knees, up to the hips, having your hips in a neutral position, not tilted too forward, not tilted too back. Just a nice neutral position. Your arms above your hips, your arms nice and long, just like a plumb line is going from your shoulders down. Your collarbones are wide, your heart is open, the back of your head is lifted. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Lift, exhale, lower. Breath in, exhale, lower. Breath in, lift, take your fingertips behind your head. Let's engage those neck muscles like we did the other day, pressing the tips of your fingers to the back of your head, pressing the back of your head to the tips of your fingers, feeling that core engage in your front body as you send your elbows slightly back. Breath in and rise with your chest. Exhale, just soften and let's bend in our neck, chin to our chest. Breath in, lift. Send those elbows nice and wide. Press the back of your head to the tips of your fingers. Exhale, fold in. One more breath in, rise. We're going to take a nice forward fold. Open up your chest, forward fold. There it is. Just take your hands to the mat or your feet or your shins. Take a half lift so your back is nice and straight. Your back is nice and long. Breathe in that deep breath. Exhale and fold. Let's go real slow here and just let it soften, grabbing your elbows, maybe spreading your feet a little bit wider here, letting everything hang. And breath in to rise. We're going to do some side stretches. Take your right foot, cross it over your left. Nice side stretch as you look up towards the sky. Inhale and rise. Do it to the other side. And step back. Take your left foot, cross it over. Breath in and rise. And stretch. Using your core to lift and to stretch. Let's cross it back over. You're back in Tadasana. Breath in and lift. Exhale, forward fold. Does it feel a little different the second time? Hands to your shins. Take a nice half lift. Let your jaw come back. Your shoulders away from your ears. Forward fold. And rise. I'm just going to take a Tadasana again, so equal weight in both feet. But as we shift our weight to the right, we'll come into a tree. Tree is simple and easy, and it's easy to express how you want your tree to be. So that whole right side body is nice and long. That left foot can be on the floor, your calf, or your inner thigh. It is a hip opener though, so send that knee out and perhaps make a slight adjustment if you're in this position to take your left heel and just advance it forward, and you'll feel that left knee go back. And let's drop it to the floor. Find that equal weight again. Notice the difference, maybe a little more energy, a little more prana on your left side. Hands to the center. We're going to shift to the left. This time again, that foot can kickstand. It can come to your calf. It can come to your inner thigh. Breathe. Find your drishti. It's a good way to collect your thoughts in the morning, good way to set your intention for the day. Again, take that heel toward me or forward. That right knee goes back and come back. Go ahead and grab your chair and have it here if you need it. As we start into Tadasana, let's stand on our left foot again and bring that right knee up. So again, that chair's there if you need it, or if you'd like to practice with balance, you can just not use the chair, but have it there if you need it. Take a breath in and lift. We're going to drop that right hand on the inner side of your knee. Sit up nice and tall. That whole left side expands. And let's take it to the right. As you press your hand into the knee, and come back. Let's try the other side. Right leg's our standing leg. Left hand comes on the inner knee. Right arm goes up, that whole right side expands, that left hand pushes into the inner knee as we just drift our upper body to the left. And again, take your toes on that chair. It's the same stretch. It's the same stretch. And come back. Whoa. And breath in and rise. Exhale, come back. One more breath in, lift. We're going to do a chest lift back bend. Go ahead and send your hips forward. Let your chest rise. Inhale and lift. Exhale, come down. Should be nice and warm here. Let's take our chair away. Inhale and rise. Exhale and fold. Hands to the shins, half lift. We're going to take our hands to the mat and come into a down face dog. So step your feet back, plant your hands. You know to spread your fingers nice and wide. Press your palms into the mat. Take a breath in, let your hips high. Exhale, chest towards the thighs. Inhale to plank or supported plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, let's go into a child, shall we? Let's start it nice and easy. We're offering just 20 minutes, trying to start out slow and slow, but get some stretches in there, some strength and some balance. So walk your fingertips towards the front of the mat as you let your forehead down to the mat. Let's inhale and come into table. Knees are right below the hips, hands below the shoulders as you breathe in and lift. Feel that breath of the morning come in. Exhale, just curl it. Look at your belly. Press all that stress out. Inhale, bring in the new morning. Exhale, breathe out yesterday. And one more. Breath in. And breath out. Spread your knees wide. Let's come into child one more time. So I might have mentioned this may be my last week on video, maybe my second to last week on video, but I put all my videos on my YouTube channel. So if you want more of this, please go ahead to 30A Yoga with Lisa on YouTube and you'll have them all there. Let's go ahead and rise. Curl your toes under, come into down face dog. Come into plank or supported plank. Go ahead and stay here for 2 long breaths. Again, knees are on the mat, that's certainly okay, but please remember to engage your core. So go ahead and send your feet back. Breathe. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. I love how that breath just pushes out of your body. Inhale for up dog, exhale for child. Rest here. Rest and restore your prana, your energy. Take it as fast or as slow as you want, but if you slow it down, it's just more restorative, it's more reflective. I think it's healthier for the body too. Breath in for table. Curl your toes under, down face dog. We're going to come into plank or supported plank one more time. Elbows are in, chin is lifted. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, child. Let's go ahead and send our arms nice and long for puppy. Elbows to the mat. Elbows press into the mat. As the elbows press away from each other, core lifts, tailbone sends towards the toes. We're going to rise up into dolphin. Hips rise. Then we're going to come into a low plank. Let's hold it here. Hold it. Little core here, so let's move our heels to the right, to the left. Keep your hips high. Right, left. right, left. Chaturanga. Hands behind you for an up dog. Exhale, down face dog. We're going to do that plank move that we did before, a little strengthening of the core. So we'll come into plank here. We're going to drift our left hand right below our left shoulders, turn our toes to our right. Again, step one, right foot's in front of the left. Step two, arms up. Step three, leg up. Step four, right leg in front. Take your right hand, grab your right shoulder. Keep those hips high. As you squeeze that left shoulder with your right hand, the right elbow comes in towards the left elbow. Squeeze, you should feel your transverse abdominals or your side nice and tight. Press that right foot in the mat if you want to take that next step and lift that left leg high. Let's take 2 long breaths here. Drop that left foot, drop the right hand, you're in plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, child. Breathe. Got to do the other side here. So breath in, breath out. You're going to see my back side. Breath into plank. Let's go ahead and curl our heels to the right. Right hand's on the mat, left foot's in front. Breath in, that left arm lifts. Then we go ahead and plant that right foot and lift the left. Then drop the left foot in front of the right. If you're still with me, take that left hand and grab the right shoulder. Hips are high. That left elbow goes into the right elbow. Breathe. Now press your front foot, should be your left foot, into the mat, and can you lift the right foot? Let's hold it here for 2 long breaths. Plant the right foot, plant the left hand. You're in plank, chaturanga. Up dog and child. So that created some tapas, some heat that moved our prana around. Got you going. Let's go ahead and stretch that upper body. Sink the hips to the heels as you elongate your spine. Let's go ahead and take it into a rabbit. Hands to the heels. Forehead on the mat, and as you rise your hips, get a nice stretch to the back of the neck. And roll it back. Arms out in front for child. Press your little fingers into the mat. Feel that lift of your shoulder. And let's go ahead and shift our hips to the left as we just find the mat again. We're going to come up and do a few bridges. It's a little bit heated today, but I wanted to get your energy going. I wanted to get things hot and get used to getting a nice strong routine, a nice strong practice in your morning. And again, you could just be sitting there watching, drinking your coffee, and save these videos and join them later when maybe you're feeling better. Let's go ahead and sit on our hips. Take a breath in, lift your toes. That's one. There's always the next level, right? There's the next level in life, and you can just take it easy and drink your coffee and stay right here. Or you can come up to half boat. You can take that next step, rise your toes, rise your fingers for full boat. And come into lifeboat. Half boat, full boat, and lifeboat. One more of these. I had some positive comments about our number 4 Navasana, so we'll do some of those. So let's go into half boat, full boat, and lifeboat. Let's place our feet, take a little bit of a rest here. Roll it back. Lift it up. Let's come into Navasana. Hands to heart center. Let's keep that left leg long. Can you cross the right leg over for number 4? Right leg goes long, left leg crosses over. Breathe. Let's do 6 total. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Knees up. You can certainly rest them. That's the thing about being at home, right? You don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing in class, although you should never worry about what anybody's doing in class except yourself. Breath in. Let's do that underneath. So here we are in Navasana. Let's take that right leg under. Lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep them up. Lower them down. You did awesome. You did awesome. Let's go ahead and come into Baddha Konasana. Hips are down. Whole upper body's nice and straight. Breath in, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let your ribs stretch. Breath in and breath out. And let's come back. Let's lower down. We'll take it into a little bit of a bridge here. And there's nothing like laying that back on a nice hard surface, getting in touch with the whole spine, getting that little check to make sure your spine is nice and straight, letting your shoulder blades rest. Let's go ahead and bring our knees into our chest for Apanasana. Plant your feet. Let's rise into bridge. As you lift your hips, send your knees forward, lift everything up. That whole front body's nice and flat, that opening there. Pressing your heels into the mat. Can you lift your hips a little higher? Exhale, lower down. Yes. And knees into the chest. Plant your feet. One more breath in. Let's tuck our shoulder blades in again. Lift our chin. Really press, really lift. Send your knees in together if they're not. If they're falling off to the side, correct those. Use your glutes to lift your hip higher. Exhale, there it is. And knees into the chest. Let's finish with a seated number 4. So our feet are on the mat. Left foot's on the mat. Cross your right foot over. Left knee draws in. Give it a squeeze. Nice stretch of your thigh. Hips are so important for the health of our body. Hips. Keeping that flexibility of our hips, getting that blood circulating into your hips. For walking, for riding a bike. Go ahead and drop that left foot. Let's go ahead and do a nice little side stretch here. Crossing that right leg all the way over. Trying to keep both hips on the mat for now, just with that quick spinal check. And then as you let your both knees drift to the left. Inhale and lift. Drop that right foot down. Left foot crosses over. I'm smiling because I could have done some crunches here, but I was having such a good time just stretching. So left foot crosses over. Go ahead and grab that right knee into your chest. Stretch it. Feeling that lengthening of your spine. Feeling maybe your pelvis rise just a little bit. And then we'll plant the right foot. Left leg crosses all the way over. Rooting down both shoulders, letting both knees fall to the right. Bring them back up, uncross that left knee. Let's spread our knees nice and wide, feet nice and wide. Then we'll windshield wiper our knees. Right knee comes in, left knee comes in. Right, left. Knees into the chest. Send your heels up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to lower them down ever so slightly. Now, you always have a choice here, right? But you can lower, and you can just fall right into your Shavasana or a period of rest. Or you can lift them up. And not deferring. Lift them up. And lower, lower, lower. Feel your core as it's trying to hold your legs up. Lower, lower. Lower. You could already be in Shavasana, but I'm going to lift it up. And lower, lower, Hover and let it rest. Heating up the body, moving your prana, stilling your mind. Why do we do yoga? To feel better. Namaste.